We identified a series of wetlands several years ago that were connected. We saw an opportunity to create what we thought was a best management practice for handling stormwater. And this obviously being the main wetland, we can handle about 11 million gallons of stormwater. And it also offered us an opportunity to create an amenity for the folks that live here and visit here.
I think it's going to cause a lot of people to do a lot of walking and looking at what's happening in Port Royal, especially when we put up the directional signs and the type of bird species and thing we have here. I think it's going to attract a lot of foot traffic.
Well, it's real interesting. This cypress forest is a rare find in the middle of an urban setting like Port Royal. It's a great habitat. It contains bald cypress trees mainly, and they are deciduous conifers, which means they lose their leaves in the fall, which hence the name bald. They are typically identified by their buttressing. At the bottom of the trunk, it widens out and usually is used for stabilization of the tree. The cool thing that bald cypresses are known for are their knees, which are actually pneumatophores, and they stick up out of the ground away from the tree. They are supposedly known to help stabilize the tree or also for gas exchange with oxygen in the atmosphere, but scientists really don't know exactly what they're used for, but this is why they're known as trees with knees.
The wildlife that make this place special are its species of birds. The wood stork is an endangered species because of the population crash in Florida. It uses it regularly. There's other birds that, while not endangered, are often hard to get a good look at. And so this kind of wetland also attracts them. This wetland also serves as a rookery, which means this is a place where the birds nest. And it takes special conditions for a rookery to occur. Specifically, there has to be vegetation, woody vegetation sticking up out of the water where raccoons and other predators can't get to their nest. And so this also serves as a rookery during the summer where you can come and watch baby egrets growing up in their nests.
Well, beyond just the cypress trees, the uniqueness of having a wetland of this size in your downtown area is pretty impressive. We found out that this basin and these series of basins actually can handle about 80% of the stormwater for downtown Port Royal.
But it collects all the storm water from Revolt Road down to 11th Street and from Madrid Avenue over to Richmond Avenue, so it covers quite a bit of area for storm water.
We've always had a walking path, but we never were able to complete it for monetary reasons. We did have one observation area, but when we saw the topography and the ability to stabilize the area, we said an amphitheater made absolute perfect sense to include in this project and become a venue. So we completed the walkways and added signage and have obviously added this feature. We worked really closely with ATM, the greenery, Cooter Ramsey on the vertical element, and we funded this through stormwater dollars and TIF funds, so nothing out of the general fund and without raising taxes whatsoever.
As a natural resource planner for Beaufort County, I think it's very important to promote and protect our natural resources and unique habitats within the county. Something like this is very important, I think, to protect within the middle of a municipality. Within the county, we try to do the same thing. We have environmental protection regulations. The county also partners with municipalities and other agencies trying to purchase property for protection of our natural resources.
First of all, I hope the public will use the amphitheater here and hope we have some little mini concerts, some little mini activities. It's supposed to seat over 150 people here, so. And then I'm hoping that the school will use it with the students and learn about the various species of animals and things here in the wetland.
Well, we tried to leave as light a footprint as we could, skirt the edges as best we could, and in the center of this wetland we've created rookeries that only the birds can access. We tried to limit the ability of predators to actually get there. So we initially thought, hey, well, why don't we create some bridges to those things? Well, wait a minute, we created those rookeries so the birds would have a safe place to nest, and we've made sure that we've respected that decision.
One of the great things about a boardwalk like this is to slow down and take time to learn to observe. And so, for example, just as these Canada geese just flew in and are landing, if you don't rush and you stand out here, it's really a place to become more observant and to learn to enjoy nature.
people are realizing that we are losing our natural resources to development and that it's important to protect these habitats for future generations. It's also wonderful to try to not only preserve these properties but make them accessible to the public so that they can enjoy it and take their families and kids there and have them learn about nature.